Hey guys, hey, and welcome to the chat with our famous volunteer leads. At the end there, we have Clare. Everybody give a hand for Clare. Here's my hand. In the middle, we have Lebu. Everybody give Lebu a hand. Here's my hand, Lebu. And here, right next to me, is the gorgeous Wies. Everybody give a hand. And then me, the star of the show.
He gets to ask questions.
Yeah, so I figured that this podcast is they invite a guest and you are the one that has to do the real job of asking the questions. But yes, I did volunteer my time to be here. Woo! Okay, so guys, you guys are volunteer leads, which is cool. A lot of people know that Africa Burn is very volunteer-centric within its principles and everything. So tell me, how did you guys get into Africa Burn and become part of the lead of volunteer groups?
My name is Clare and I'm the volunteer lead for the portfolio. So my story begins when I was still in high school and I found myself stumbling into the Bijou, an observatory, and I suddenly started mingling with the Africa Burn members and my whole heart and soul just came alive. I suddenly felt like there is a place for me in this world. You know, there's a horizon after high school, there's a way to follow my flow and to live what's in my spirit into the world through the creative arts in a way that represents social activism in a big way, because just in that simple moment it all came to life for me. But also, you know, in high school I think we all go through a natural phase of some kind of anarchy or finding our edge, pushing the boundaries a bit, and I think that's a very healthy space to be in as a progressive creative in the world. I think that's a space we naturally find ourselves in. And so as soon as I was out of high school, I went and I joined DPW, and that was in 2009. And in that experience, I did make a lot of genuine connections. I did make a lot of genuine friends, and these connections really influenced me through my life to follow my heart, to follow what felt right for me. And I would see them doing just that. I would see them taking the risks. I would see them living on the edge in a way that they were going against the grain, but it was just to bring their gift into the world, and that's a hard place to be, and I really admire that. Currently the lead of the portfolio, and you know, pre-COVID there have been a series of volunteer leads, volunteer coordinators taking on the portfolio, and it's been recycled through some amazing people through the years. And then the most recent one was Shannon. She was actually very involved with the ops team, with operations. She was the operations manager in a big way. And she also had the volunteer portfolio under her belt. But this is the first time that someone's actually taken it on consistently to grow it and to develop it, to expand it, and to make it community-centric in a way that it can be the pulse and the heart of the Africa Burn community.
So you're saying that you're the pulse and the heart of the Africa Burn community. I see you, girl. I see you. So can you guys share some insight into any specific responsibilities and expectations about the volunteers at Africa Burn?
Sure. So I think, you know, we really would love to build our community with heart-centric people who are able to show up in a way that it's do what you love, be passionate about what you do, and also do what you say you're gonna do. Because I think that's where dreams come into alignment with manifestation. That's a very simple thing. You just do the thing. And we're very can-do people, we're very proactive people, we're very make it happen people, and I want to encourage and empower that. So I think for the main thing of what we're looking for in a volunteer is kind of what you're looking for in any relationship, whether it's with your friend or your partner or your colleague. Just show up.
My name is Wies and I'm the volunteer coordinator, support intern, something like that. So I'm actually doing my internship here now with Africa Burn. I'm already for 5 months in, and I study overseas in the Netherlands. And I just wanted a new adventure for myself. And actually, my school had some contact with Africa Burn, and I thought that would be a nice experience to go and go out of the comfort zone actually. And then I went on an interview with someone else before, and I told them, now I'm interested in the volunteering portfolio. And then I ended up with Clare. And I think immediately we had a click, and it was really nice. And I came here, and I love it. And I'm helping Claire out with all the stuff she needs. Every week is different, so that's what I'm doing here. So the next volunteer day will be on the 27th, so this Saturday, 27th of January. It will be a big day, actually. There's a lot going on. You will be there. That's amazing. We need you. We're going to do the DMV flags and tie-dyeing t-shirts, but also there are many artists, performers, DJs. So it will be an amazing day. And the community day, it was the 17th of February, right? There's also a really exciting program, but I think we will tell that later. Yeah, but it's exciting. You should be there as well.
Definitely, I'm coming to all the volunteer days.
Nice.
I love that you mentioned the volunteer days, because that collaboration in itself is a collaboration that's happening within the org in relation to the art department, the Arteria team, in relation to Anati, in relation to every portfolio coming together within the Africa Burn space is a collaboration, and we feed volunteers into these portfolios and making it happen. So a volunteer day is very much that creative hub space of what you can, the look and feel and the vibe of what you can experience at Africa Burn, but in the city space. And with that, we're also inviting in, art students, designers, musicians, anyone who wants to be in an experimental, collaborative, creative space, that they can start to feel themselves out even. And be supported in that. And other than that, we have our community days. And our community days, we've been going to the Otomolan Eco Village and been doing workshops in natural building techniques. With a lot of the clay soil, with the river, and then we've also been doing, learning about food forests and seed saving, and the whole urban food culture.
Hey, my name is Lebubu, and I'm the volunteer coordinator. I was invited. It was through the organization in Pretoria. They're an art organization. So when we heard they're coming here, it was really amazing, exciting, getting to the Karoo Desert, Western Cape, ticking off, bucket list lists. It's in the borders between Western and Northern. But yeah, it was very interesting. My first one last year, 2023. It was a beautiful experience. Obviously, I was a bit sick, but I loved the volunteering role. Well, the shifts, because that's when I told myself, because I don't have the capacity to go everywhere. Being on the volunteering shifts, they made me or allowed me to interact, connect with people. I met Tova there during my first volunteer shift at the Greeters. So it was very interesting now that I'm here. All the people that I was doing the volunteering shift are working here. So it made the whole transition very easy and comfortable and actually very inspiring, because now you are experiencing things from the other side. But so the best thing to do is to volunteer in order for you to get to know where, who, what about Africa Burn, the organization, and the event itself. But then it's a really beautiful space to learn anything, because at the volunteers, we're the information hub, we are the interim hub, we are the cheerleaders of the organization. We are the ones giving them the energy. We are feeding from them and creating whatever it is that they give us with and making it as beautiful as they want.
Yeah, I just want to add to what she said in terms of, you know, what I found last year, which was amazing, was that people from different threads would come and say, hey, I'm interested in volunteering. And then, you know, we would get them involved in different spaces. But what was really beautiful was that there's like a volunteer accommodation camp. So if you don't have a community, if you don't have yourself set up already, but you really dedicated in how you're showing up with the portfolios and with the space, you get to create your own community in this camp. And what was so special was that even myself, you know, it just became this ever expanding community that you would find yourself out in the Binnekering, and maybe you'd be with one or two of your friends or your friend group or whatever, but then you'd look around you and your community just extended out into these people you were surrounded by, who you were creating these very sincere connections with because it was purposeful, because what you were doing with them is purposeful. So, but just to speak to what you just said about we just invited you to volunteer and now you're the one who's making it happen, that's exactly the Africa Burn space. I mean, when you come up to show up for a role, like, yes, it's great to have passion and to have experience and all these things, but we also allow that flexibility for you to discover yourself in that space and to fill out that space and to own and take up space in that space. That's the great opportunity. And by staying in tune with our podcast, this is pretty much the introduction to a series of podcasts where we get to introduce you to the key players, the fire starters, the portfolio leads and things like that, so you can get to know our community better and see where you need to fit in.